on ITV4. Stephen Hendry and David Hendon are your match commentators.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The
one.
first frame, Judd Trump to break.
Thanks, Jill. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, it's coming thick and fast, the action. That match with Mark Allen just finishing on table 2. No MC for that reason. But here we are. Judd Trump, Stephen Maguire. Place in quarter-finals tomorrow. Draw will be made after this match. You'll be able to watch it live after this match. Stephen Maguire had a real battle last night against Stuart Bingham. Came through 4-3, one of many deciders we've seen this week. He's always a great competitor. He loves being out there and loves taking anybody on. So Trump will start favourite, but it would not be a huge upset if Maguire was the winner this evening. Runner-up in the British Open 2004. That was just before it was discontinued, of course. I know he's had sort of various issues with cues, and he's been trying various cues, and that seems to be a bit of a running theme at the moment on the circuit. Trump, of course, has been parked on this table all week, so even though I don't think he's been a massive sort of fan of conditions, at least he knows how he's playing.
One.
Yeah, it's got the potential to be a fantastic match, this. Great opening red by Judd Trump as he held successfully for the pink. On a hard look at it. Shake of the head. Well, he's on it. It's obviously, I think, the fact that it's dead straight, possibly. It's not the angle he wanted.
Give me a second, Judd.
Judd was absolutely correct in what he was saying in his interview before. Steve Maguire is, well, you can only be ranked where your form is, but you look at what he's won over the years and the potential he had, he should definitely be a top 16 player.
Eight. $15. 16.
In straight away in this opening frame, and I'm sure he won't waste much time in getting those reds in the open.
21.
As we keep mentioning, still after that 1000th career century.
22.
I mean, when he's at the table, and with chances like this, you can't not think about it. It's the back of your mind. I mean, you're concentrating on the job in hand, but it's always there. Especially if he gets to around about 50, 60.
29.
But the reason I think he may do it tonight
30.
is that he knows the class of his opponent. So I think his focus is going to be very sharp, Judd Trump. I'd be shocked if he wins this match, he doesn't achieve that milestone, but you could see the drop of the hands, the scratch of the head. He's been unlucky.
37.
Yeah, he's needing a bit of help from the snooker gods. Of course, he was on for the maximum, wasn't he, the other day, in what would be the frame for the 1000 centuries, but didn't happen. A couple of chances, particularly the last frame this afternoon.
Judd Trump, 37.
Interesting. Would he really have taken that red on? He wasn't desperate to get that 1000th century out the way.
The problem is, everybody's mentioned it to him, aren't they? Every interview, even just pass him in the corridor, people talk about it. I was in the lift with him the other day and mentioned it. So I'm sure he's kind of just wants to get it done. It will happen. Just a question of when, but he has offered up an opener for Maguire, taking that long red on.
One. One.
Yeah, Maguire's actually 32nd in the world, so not only is he not in the top 16, only just stood clinging on to the next bracket. We did see him get to the quarterfinals at the World Championship, which rescued what was quite a erratic season, the one just gone.
Quality player. And
8.
what he does like as well is raising his game and spoiling the party against the established best players. He's not scared of playing the very best. I suppose that's because he used to be one of the very best.
Nine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good record. 14-10 to Trump, so 24 meetings. Maguire's won 10 of them, including last year at the International Championship in China. Sure, our viewers on ITV4, they remember the clearance Trump made against him in that Players' Championship in Southport
13.
in 2020. A miracle break it was. The snatch victory.
14. Thank you. 20. Thank you. Stephen Maguire, 20. One.
So Trump back at the table. He's looking to reach a 96th ranking event quarterfinals. Never got this far in the British Open. He didn't play in it originally, obviously. He was too young, so this is only the 4th time he has played in it.
Eight.
Well, that's well under hit that screw shot. Whether he got a heavy contact or not, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's made this red missable.
9.
Didn't miss it, and now should win the frame. And yeah, I think that what the rest of the field in this tournament have got to worry about now is Judd, because he's such a prolific winner now. He's just going to get stronger and stronger the longer he stays in this tournament. Better and better.
14.
Steve Maguire, he is going to pose a threat tonight. Can't afford to be throwing up chances that he just did,
15.
because that's not going to put pressure on Judd.
$22. $23.
So it seemed Trump was going with that century early on, took on that long red, didn't pot it, but he needs this red now. It should be his frame after all.
28. $29.
When he does make it, he's had long enough to think about how he's going to celebrate, so let's hope he does something to mark the occasion.
$33. $34. $36.
So Maguire did
36 on the
have his
front.
chance there, but missed that red with the rest, and Judd Trump did the rest. The world number one off and running, leading 1-0. For the quarterfinals, all other matches in this first part of the evening underway, including John Higgins and Rory Thor on ITVX. Dave Gilbert and Lou Heischen, Oliver Lyons and Stan Mood are the other matches, and then we've got 4 more to come on this table. Mark Selby against Tepchara Nu.
One.
Well, he's in. Why don't we make a deal just not to mention a century, even though I've just mentioned it?
Judd Trump 1.
Well, he smiles as he goes back to his chair, but that was a collector's item. Black off a spot miss, but and by a long way as well. He obviously went on record after his win this afternoon, Judd, to say he's not enjoying how the table's playing. As we've said, it's had a lot of traffic, a lot of matches on it this week.
8.
And he's used to playing in the very best conditions on table 1. Those little floaty shots that he just missed. If the table's playing slightly heavy, you can't get the grip on the cue ball that you expect, then that's what can happen. You can miss them thin, but I'm not really making excuses. It was an unforgivable miss. Excellent shot.
16.
Played as
17.
turned out exactly as intended. Opening 2-3 reds and staying on the red to the left corner. Stephen doesn't me to tell him how important it is to score here, this visit. Just to make Judd that miss black
24.
off a spot, just stay in the memory for a little bit longer.
25.
He could go into the bunch again here. You'd think he'd be very unlucky not to be in something, especially with the reds available to both middle pockets. The red is just to the left of the 5. If he gets the gap between that red and, as I say, the bunch of 5 reds, bring everything into the open.
He's certainly a player with great presence, isn't he, in the arena, Maguire? You know,
32.
He sort of lives every shot and has had a successful career. It's just that people rate him so highly. That's why Trump and others have said could have won more events than the 6 ranking titles he has collected. Tour Championship 2020, the most recent.
33.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind if he'd been more dedicated in his career, I think he would have won at least one World Championship. He's got everything. Every shot in the game. And he's got bottle. It's very, very difficult to intimidate on the table.
Yeah, we saw that match, didn't we, with Sean Murphy at the
40.
World Championship, where Sean sort of celebrated winning a frame, and then later Maguire won one and also celebrated quite vociferously.
41.
All part of the game. And also part of the game is punishing an unforced error. Black off the spot from Trump out of nowhere. Great ready potted.
$48. $49.
You might think, why is he shaking his head? He's surely he's perfectly on the pink, but best players in the world, they deal in absolute millimetres of precision when it comes to that side of the game, getting properly on the next ball. And if you're just, as I said, a millimetre or two out, it just makes the next shot a little bit awkward.
$55. $56.
I mean, we've been talking about Trump centuries. Maguire this season's only made 2. It's not been a successful campaign for him. He's not in the Wuhan Open, for example. Coming up soon in China, he was beaten in qualifying there. Won 1 match in Riyadh. Won 1 match at the English Open.
62.
I think this has been one of his issues since dropping out the 16, going to the sort of qualifying venues. Not really got the juices flowing, but of course you've got to win
63.
those matches to get into the main venues, where maybe he'd be more at home. So it was a big error from Trump straight away, having knocked in the first red, got nowhere near the black. And that's his last shot of this frame.
69.
Well, last shot in live play. If Maguire misses that, this will need a snooker. And he has done, so as I say, it's not quite done, but snooker required.
Stephen Maguire, 69. One. Eight. Thank you. 9.
Lovely little shot. In an ideal world,
16.
you'd like to leave that red beside the pink, play a snooker off it.
17.
And again, he's just lost the spin of the cue ball. It doesn't seem to be taking drag, which is when you play with bottom the cue ball, but just hard enough to, to kill the pace of the cue ball. It's not a screw shot. But the cloth's a little bit heavy. It just doesn't grab, and it just turns into
24.
topspin quicker than it should. Yeah, confused myself with that explanation.
Oh, well. Okay, he's
Judd
not left
Trump,
the red, but
24.
does feel like it'll be Maguire's frame. Yeah, it was a strange business earlier with the Trump match this afternoon. And the cue ball seemed to move of its own accord. Suggestion the cloth was slightly loose, or there was obviously some issue. The table fitter had a look at it. But people have been saying, and it's true, there's a lot of matches, a lot of frames played on these tables, so maybe it just does need to be looked at in terms of how many times they're recovered during an event. Oh dear. Well, at least it didn't go in off. The problem is, of course, Mark Allen said on the first day, table 2, that he played on so bad it should have been burnt. Today he played on it and made a maximum.
Yeah, Judd's just got to be careful not to let it get to him too much. Just think about winning it. Think about getting to 4 frames before your opponent. Just get the result. If it looks pretty, that's a bonus.
One. Eight.
Yeah, we're trying to get a cue ball as close to the black as possible and send the red, hopefully, near a baulk colour.
Judd
Okay,
Trump.
this is a green, the red. It is a snooker, but I don't expect Stephen Maguire to miss this. The right cushion just before the middle pocket. Big target, the red.
Table 4, Oliver Lyons has won the first against 18-year-old Stan Moody. Andrew Heish in table 3, 1 on Dave Gilbert. All these matches best of 7. We go to best of 9s tomorrow for the quarters. Trump just trying to get in tight behind this black. Even if you can't see it directly, it's pretty simple off the cushion. Maguire, of course, is in latter years has practiced a lot with the likes of John Higgins, Anthony McGill. You know, if it's going to be a snooker, it's going to have to be a good one to stump him. Got that unit, haven't they, the three of them, where it's basically just snooker tables and nothing else happening, so it's all about work. And in goes the red. So Maguire made that 69 break. He wasn't very happy with how it ended, but the key shot of this frame was the miss black initially from Trump, which let him in.
Six. Stephen Maguire 6 on the frame.
Regardless of where Stephen Maguire's ranked, he's still a very dangerous player. In the morning, but we had a lot of people watching, a lot of people contacting us on social media. You can do that at ITV Snooker. Of course, that was Rory Thor knocking out Neil Robertson. He's already beaten Mark Williams as well. Tonight he's up against John Higgins, who has won the first frame there on table 2. That's on ITVX.
One.
No, couldn't strike the cue ball any better than he did there to get top side of the blue. Beautiful shot.
Six.
Doesn't look anything wrong with the way Judd's potting. Especially from distance, it's the couple of little easy ones
7.
I've caught him out tonight, not the difficult stuff. Is he straight in this red? Spent a bit of
14.
time looking at his tip, especially when he was sat in his chair as well. Steve Maguire was winning that previous frame. Not sure if there's any fibres have come loose or something.
15.
It does take a bit of punishment. Judd Trump's tip. How hard he hits the ball sometimes. Got an opportunity here. The red is between the pack and the black. If he stuns into that with full pace, that red will open the reds. He's just lost the cue ball. Oh, that jawed middle pocket might have helped, possibly. Not as planned, that shot.
22.
Has he been unlucky again? Red next to the green is potable.
That's wild. The reds actually hit the green.
Judd Trump, 22.
And in the end, it's a bit of a result where the cue ball stopped. I'm going to upgrade that. It's a major result.
What a fantastic shot. Okay, you're always relying a little bit of luck because the reds are going to be flying everywhere, but he could not have played that any better. Not have struck it any better.
Well, they're all there, aren't they, for the first player to get in.
1.
Well, you said, David, it would be a great opportunity for whoever gets in first. Steve Maguire attempted that pot far too thin. Judd can negotiate this cue ball up and down the table, which he has done. Great chance to win this third frame.
8. Nine.
Yeah, I mean, his attitude's been good. He was upstairs after his first match. They were just sat with Jack, his brother. They were just sort of chatting quietly. He doesn't get involved in anything else really in tournaments. He just comes to play, does his practice, kind of keeps his head down. And then it's on to the match. Some players at tournaments get involved in sort of complaining about various things in groups, and it's not always the best use of your time.
15.
Yeah, he just pulled a face after that pink walking around the table. I think certainly didn't mean to pot it on the
16.
right side of the pocket like he did. A tiny little bit rough around the edges, the tip. May get a chance to get a closer look, but maybe it's been on
19.
his cue for a while, due for a change. When it gets the tip gets to the end of its lifespan, it does start to get a little bit, as I said, just ragged around the edges.
$20.
One of the reasons he wants this milestone out of the way is because Judd's, he'll have his eye on the £100,000 bonus.
25.
The first player to make 100 centuries this season. And it's sort of irritation of this 1,000th is just stopping him, you know, piling on the century breaks in that quest.
Thank you. 26.
I mean, you wouldn't want the balls in any better situation than they are at the moment.
I know one thing with that bonus prize, if players get close to it, you know, all this stuff about later in the season, the frame's the most important thing and all that, well, we'll see about that, won't we, if they're in sight of a six-figure prize. It's the first player to do it. Of course, it's only ever been done twice. Robertson the first, Trump the second in a single campaign.
31.
You want to play for this red to the left of the black
32.
as soon as possible, because I don't think the black's potable to left corner.
$39.
He's definitely thinking about it. I think it's impossible not to. You can even tell with just extra care he's taken to making sure
40.
plays the red he wants to. Just run a little bit far in the blue for comfort. Cue ball could get away from him here, possibly.
Judd Trump 40.
These are incredible misses, and I can only think that it's the reason that he's just maybe just trying too hard, and it's starting to annoy him.
I think that's definitely the case.
He won't admit it, but I think it is annoying him now.
Yeah, I liken it a little bit to Neil Robertson when he was on for the 100th, and he's actually playing Trump. He'd had a couple of chances in the tournament, sort of broken down in the 90s. Eventually it came just because he was behind in the match. He just was thinking about the match by then, nothing else.
Yeah, what will annoy Judd is if he loses the frame as well because of it, because of the miss on the blue. He just went too far with his position on the blue. That just made the next shot that little bit trickier. Then you start cue ball watching and take your eye off the pot. And what a chance for Steve Maguire for the steal.
Nine. $15. $16.
Obviously just landed the wrong angle in the black to be able to play for these two reds, which obviously only go to right corner. That's a good shot. Beautifully struck.
22.
Just checking. Scoreboard is 40 behind. 43 on. Two reds, two pinks will do the job.
$23. $29.
I'd like to leave my cue ball level with the black so I could play topspin of two cushions for the yellow.
$30.
That's what he's played, but he's just not come far enough. If he's straight on the black, well, a pink to right middle looks the shot. It looks a natural to pot it and drop on the yellow.
Frame conceded.
Well, he was kind of waiting
Maguire
to see what to do, but
frame
because
good
he left
thing.
the yellow on and snookers are needed, he conceded. Big opportunity missed.
Right to break.
Between frames, and in fact he was stood at the bulk end waiting to break off like a coil spring as we were at the commercial break. Here we go, he's 2-1 down. He had a chance to make the clearance, missed that black, and at that point two snookers needed, plus he'd left the yellow on, that's why he conceded.
As quietly as possible, please.
Meanwhile,
Remember, there's
Judd
other
Trump's
matches
been
in progress.
Giving that tip some attention. I remember it was about this time last year he had to change his tip, or he got it changed halfway through the English Open final by Paul Collier, and turned that final round. Of course, he ended up winning 3 tournaments in 4 weeks.
Going back to that previous frame, the pink in the middle that Steve Maguire missed, it's obviously one of the main reasons why he's ranked where he is. When he was at the top of the game, he would never have missed that opportunity to pinch that frame. He's obviously just not as reliable under pressure as he used to be.
As I say, the body language wasn't great between frames.
He's simmering, definitely.
1.
This incredible cue power
8.
shot. Not every player in the circuit can play shots like that. Force angles, they're not really there.
Nine.
Yeah, we sometimes, I think, take these
16.
great talents a little for granted because we see them so often, but what a player he is, and what a successful run he's been on. 29 ranking titles, but 21 of them he's won
17.
since November 2018, so not quite a 6-year spell. To win 21 ranking tournaments, plus quite a few others as well, the Masters a couple of times in there, Champion of Champions. Phenomenal, really. Just while Ben Williams, the referee, sorts this pink out. Ollie Lyons 2-0 over Stan Moody.
23.
And Dave Gilbert looking like going 2-1 up on Lou Haishan. Lou Haishan playing for a couple of snookers there. 2-0 John Higgins over Rory Thor.
Thank you. 24.
There's John Higgins. Yeah, 2-0. And here's the strange thing. So he dropped out the top 16 after 29 years. If he gets to the final, he can get back in. And depending on other results, Neil Robertson
29.
could actually drop back out again. This is the system now that keeps everyone on their toes. The list changes after every tournament.
30. 37. $38.
Another good shot. He wasn't ideal on the black. It controlled
45.
cue ball well off 2 cushions.
$46.
If he's got the angle, he might be tempted to go into the bunch there. No. I'm wondering if the red that's in the middle of the 5, just
53.
below and to the right of the pink, is available to left corner.
54.
Again, he's got the option. He's got the angle to go into the reds. Not sure if that red's available. He's got a red to the right of the pink is on. I think he's gone into the pack so many times and come out on nothing. And I think he's reluctant to do it here. I think in putting that red, he will have freed the previous one we looked at. And there you see it, clearly goes. Also to right middle. So 1 red to secure the frame.
69.
And then it's, well, you know what?
Judd Trump, 69.
Well, crucially, as you say, the frame not secured yet.
One.
So we're back here again. Of course, he had the chance in the last frame. Just faltered
6.
on that pink.
Seven.
Pink was in the way, he may have played the cannon onto the 3 reds. Don't think he'll play it. It's still on, but the problem is you hit the right side of the 3 reds, you lose the cue ball towards the right corner pocket. He has played it. He's played it very well. He got the contact that he was looking for, but it's end of break.
12. Thank you.
Interesting
Stephen
shot.
Maguire, 12.
Put the red up to the bulk end of the table. He's 57 behind with 59 on. It's blacks with all the reds. It's obviously more difficult. The red's up the other end of the table. Judd will do the same thing now. Just putting the red safe. Interesting shot choice from Steve Maguire. It goes without saying, Judd doesn't want to move those two reds that are on the left cushion, and that's going to make it very difficult for a clearance. This is an excellent safety shot. Perfect pace.
Well, there's only one safe red now, which is obviously Trump's favourite. Well, he needs cover here. Looks like he's got it. Try to remember, just needing one red.
Pretty good shot from Steve Maguire. Judd may be forced into having a go at this red near the right corner pocket. It's frame ball. It's one of those situations where the safety shot's as difficult as the pot, pretty much. So I would always err on the side of the aggressive approach. Certainly wouldn't want to lose a frame playing a safety shot. And that's absolutely fine. He's left that. No way Steve Maguire's putting the red along the cushion. That also was a pretty big shot to take on. He knew he was leaving Judd some sort of pot.
One.
3-1.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. 2 frames that, you know, he could have lost. Maguire, certainly the previous frame he had the good chance to clear up. This one there was more work to do. But Trump,
4.
he's going to be one from victory. And let's be honest, if the biggest problem he's got in life is that he's stuck on 999 centuries, it's not so bad, is it? This is someone who's earned just shy of £800,000 this season. And we're still in September.
12. 13. 15. 16.
Now they're going in when he doesn't really need them to.
$22. 24.
So, as the green stays out, yeah, he broke down at 69. There was an outside chance for Maguire, but it's another frame that's gone to Judd Trump, and in just over an hour. 4.
Judd Trump to break.
Rob Walker and Alan McManus doing the honours. Of course, there'll be a few either-ors, but the main thing is get yourself in the hat. Yeah, it's a big night, of course. All 8 last 16 matches are going to be played over the course of the evening. And these are the latest scores going across your screen. John Higgins 2-0 over Rory Thorpe. That's live on ITVX. Dave Gilbert 2-1 up on Lu Haishan. And Stan Moody is just 1 frame 3. Trails Oliver Lyons 2-1. Mark Selby, Tepchara Nu on the main table after this one. Kyron Wilson, Elliot Slesser, Mark Allen, Chris Wakelin, Luca Brissell, Jack Jones. Some real tasty ties there. Tepchara Nu, he's a very popular player, I know, with fans, and he played terrifically well. He was 3-1 down to Ricky Walden. He won the last 3 frames in about half an hour with big breaks. was so close. It really was. Looked like he got this.
One. Six. Seven. Thank you. 13. Well,
There's a lot of jaw involved there.
Yeah, because he potted the red into the right side of the pocket thin, cue ball's travelled a couple of inches further than he would have liked. He's not got as much control over the cue ball here once he pots the black.
$21. $22.
Just after he lost to John Higgins in the final of this event 20 years ago,
29.
2004. Because he'd beaten Ronnie O'Sullivan in the semis. He beat O'Sullivan again at the UK Championship, won that tournament, leaving everyone in his way. And O'Sullivan actually said he thought he could be the next dominant figure. It didn't happen. He's had his moments, but he's also had his setbacks, and I think a lot of it has been down actually to just how much he puts into it in terms of what it means to him. We've seen matches where if something's gone wrong, he's found it very difficult to recover at times.
37.
But he'll give anybody a match, that's for sure. He doesn't care who he plays.
38.
Try and take the cue ball over the pink spot here. Try and get the two reds that are closest to the blue in the bunch. Hit both of them at the same time. I'd be shocked if he doesn't go into the reds from this angle. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, good shot.
43. $44. $51.
It's 3-0 to John Higgins against Rory
52.
Thor, so the great giant killing run could be coming to an end for Rory. Beaten Mark Williams and Neil Robertson this week. And looking like 3-1 Oliver Lyons over Stan Moody.
$59.
Well, this wasn't the plan, to play for this red. To the green pocket. Played a cannon on the red that's near the pink spot there. Missed it. And, well, in a way, it's lucky to have this red. Could have easily gone behind the blue.
$60.
It's not absolutely guaranteed to finish on a red. He might play the cue ball into those 4 reds and pink, into that area. Yeah, here it comes. I think any sort of cannon would be helpful. He's okay, he's on the red.
64.
2 pots away from leaving Judd needing a snooker.
$65.
Well, I was going to say providing it's not the yellow, but it may be forced in to play the yellow here to put him 67 up with 67 on. Yellow's the ball for position on the next red, the red next to the pink.
Yellow ball.
That was a good shot. He actually played
67.
a more difficult positional shot than the one that I thought he would. He's absolutely perfect on this red. Yeah, good performance this
68.
from Stephen. Yeah, he's not had the cue ball on a string the whole break, but good character, as you would expect.
Yes, Trump went for a red at the start of the frame to the right middle, got
74.
very close to it, but it didn't go in. He left a chance, and Maguire shown his quality here.
74.
We've been hoping for a century this evening, and it may be Steve Maguire who provides it. We've seen other players, Neil Robertson the most obvious example in recent times, who fallen away
80.
a little, but we know how good they can be, and we know what happens if you do come good.
Thank you.
All the rewards follow in terms of
81.
rankings and prize money and getting in the other tournaments. That's what Maguire's hoping for here this week. The 100,000 first prize. People say, understandably, in this event
88.
with its open draw that the draw can pan out for you, it can open up, but the fact is he's playing Judd Trump. He knew tonight he would have to be on it,
89.
and now he's producing that sort of snooker.
$95. $96.
Yeah, great break from Steve Maguire. Had a couple of chances to make clearances. Didn't happen in the previous 2 frames, but this has been excellent.
102. $105. $109.
So any
114.
suggestions that there'd be negative energy after what happened in the last frame have been dispelled here. We've got a match on our hands again.
120.
Black for a total clearance of 127. Lovely stuff.
127 in the frame of Stephen Maguire.
Stephen Maguire right back in this match. Trump's. Once again, after this match, we'll have the live draw for the quarterfinals of this British Open, which we played on the 2 tables tomorrow, best of 9s. Does have a long history, this event. It was first staged in 1985. Silvino Francisco of South Africa, the first winner. And then it was discontinued after the 2004 event where Maguire lost in the final to Higgins, but picked up again 3 years ago. Well, it's a bit unusual for Trump to be waving his arms about. He doesn't like this, feels it drifted.
One.
Yeah, I think it's the only time you ever see any emotion from Judd Trump, really, is when it's regarding the conditions. I think generally when he misses, even if he misses an easy ball, he just goes back to his chair and doesn't really show a lot. But as he said in his interview after winning this afternoon and tonight, he's clearly not enamoured with the way the table's playing.
7.
Yeah, so Maguire, who is sort of, as I say, known for showing emotion, has seen a bit from his opponent and will want to feed off that and really rub it in here. Really make Trump suffer, sat in that seat, dwelling on the current position, his dissatisfaction with the conditions, the nervousness in the background about this century, which has definitely been there. All of it coming together, but also his opponent's starting to play well now.
$13. 20. $21.
No, that didn't quite come off.
28.
Can on the left-hand red, and he's caught the two of them. Taking a moment to kind of recover from that because it has ended the break. He's annoyed, but we've seen worse, a lot worse from him before. He's managed to just sort of keep it in there. He's still going for this one. Oh, what a great recovery that is.
29.
So there you saw Stephen Maguire just take a moment. He didn't do anything rash. He thought about things. Terrific pot.
Yeah, it's not out of the woods yet. Not only has he got to pot the black, he wants to catch just the right edge of the main bunch here. Doesn't have to play with a lot of pace, but it's so easy to take your eye off the pot. Just attention gets drifted to the cue ball. No, great shot. Very, very good this is from Steve Maguire.
36. $37.
Well, as one Scotsman here attempts to make it 3-3. Another is about to win 4-0. There he is, John Higgins. He's over the line against Rory Thor, whose great run here in Cheltenham will come to an end. He's going to play on. He's 24 behind with 13 on, so he needs a couple of snookers, pink and black, against John Higgins. So best of luck with that.
Meanwhile, this is end of break
44.
this time. Steve Maguire. Didn't really want to catch the middle red there.
It is over between Higgins and Thor. So 4-0 for John Higgins. He had that long match with Graham Dott earlier. You know, you thought he may be a little bit jaded by it, but no, he's through. And after the disappointment of dropping out top 16 this weekend, he could get back in after just a few days. It took him 10,738 before he dropped out. Could be, what, 7 before he gets back in.
Stephen Maguire, 44.
Yeah, so Maguire having to accept the break's done. 2-2, by the way, Dave Gilbert and Lou Heishan on table 3. Lou Heishan's won round 4 there. Next up on table 2, and you can watch it, of course, on ITVX. It's Karen Wilson, the world champion, against Elliot Slesser, who's had a couple of real late-night finishes here.
He's taking the red on to right corner. Well, he wants to take the red on. It's a little bit awkward in the way he's got to get down to play the shot. A bit of pressure on this. Bound to be leaving something on should he miss it. Because he missed the red thin, didn't hit it that well, the cue ball's gone low. You can see he wouldn't have even been on the black, should have potted it. So this red is not easy for Judd. Good shot though. Nice cannon on the black as well. Giving himself an opportunity to win the match.
Eight.
Can he keep all thoughts of the...
9.
He's not happy with the table out of his mind and just concentrate on the job in hand here. Just get into the next round.
$16. $17.
Surely he's on something. Where's the pink going to go? You can see Judd smiling. And it's not a happy smile. It's a wry smile. I think
23.
Oh. The red. There's a red that may cut in there. See in the middle of everything. Good recovery.
24.
Very good recovery. This is usually a time when the best players in the world, something just
27.
switches on, a light switches on. You know it's a chance to win the match. And your concentration, your focus just goes up a level.
Yes, it's that determination, that will to win, that dislike of losing. It all comes together in moments like this. This is Judd Trump's 10th ranking event he's played in 2024 across 2 seasons,
34.
but the calendar year. And if he wins this match, it'll be his 10th quarter-final at least. So every ranking event he'll have played this year, he'll have got to the
35.
quarter-finals at least. That takes some doing. All the work he's put in, but then the mental strength as well to cope with conditions, to cope, of course, with great opponents. He has become a winning machine, there's no doubt about it.
I'm not sure if any
42.
these reds are potable. The top one, the one to the right of the two, is available to right corner. But he may need a cannon here.
43.
He's got a good angle to do so. So just flick the right red away. And then you would think it's game over. Well, maybe it does pot. Yeah, obviously it does. So that makes things a lot easier.
50. 51.
Maybe it helped that he couldn't make a century when he came to the table. We'll have all of that for you again in the next round if he can get this one. But it does seem, just as the pressure looked like it was coming on, he was waving his arms about, not happy. Maguire started to play
58.
really well. Just at that moment, he's upped his own game.
59.
Yeah, the light switch to win the match is firmly switched on.
64.
Maybe not in the league of the clearance he made against Mark Williams in the final in Saudi Arabia, which was phenomenal. But there's always an air of expectancy, inevitability
66.
when he gets in, and it's to win the match or win the tournament. Just finds a gear.
Yeah, and this green, and he's over the line.
$69.
Very impressive finish, this. Judd Trump into his 96th ranking event quarter-final. As I say, all 10
73.
ranking events he's played this year, he's reached at least the quarters. He's won plenty of them along the way. Regardless of the venue, the tournament, the conditions,
78.
the opponent, he's very, very difficult to beat. A break of 78 to finish.
78 for Emma.
Stephen Maguire piled the pressure on with 127.